Hey everybody, welcome back to the Jersey Zone. So today I wanted to do a little bit of a reaction video. The other day, JFresh, I'm sure you guys all know him. He does hockey analytics and stuff. If you don't already follow him, definitely recommend it. I'll leave a link to his Twitter in the description down below. But he put out a survey on Twitter letting fans rate each individual home jersey from 1 to 10. And today he released those results. So I kind of wanted to go through that and give you guys my initial reaction on where these jerseys ended up landing from 32 to 1. I've only seen number 32 and 31. I believe. I think those are the only ones that I looked at, but outside of those, these are all going to be completely new to me, and I thought it would be kind of a fun video just to kind of do. So before we do jump into it, if you guys are new to the channel and you like hockey jersey content, please make sure to hit subscribe. I would really appreciate it. All right, so number 32, the fans voted that the Anaheim Ducks have the worst home jersey in the NHL. I definitely get that, although one thing that is kind of a little bit surprising, 25% of the voters gave it a 1 out of 10 rating. I think that is a little bit too harsh, or at least harsher than I would give it. I would maybe say it's a 3 out of 10 jersey. I do feel like the WebD logo is a little bit of an, I don't want to say underrated logo, but an overhated logo. I feel like if it didn't come after the Mighty Ducks logo, I think it would be liked a little bit more, but yeah, I definitely think that the Ducks kind of need a little bit of a change in their jersey, so I definitely feel like 32nd is a good place for them. So let's move on to number 31 here, and that is the Washington Capitals, another team that I would really like for them to change their jerseys. I do not like the Capitals logo as of right now, although I don't mind the striping underneath that piping there. I think that is pretty neat, but outside of that, doesn't really do too much for me. But at the same time, I really don't think that they're going to change their jerseys until Ovechkin retires, at least. I think after that, they'll kind of start to consider it, but until that happens, I think they're going to keep the exact same jerseys. So let's move on to number 30, and that is the Nashville Predators. So the Nashville Predators with that yellow jersey, once again, I definitely understand that quite a bit. I usually am not a fan of yellow jerseys. Sometimes it kind of works, but for me, with this jersey right here, it's a little bit too much yellow, so yeah, definitely not a fan of it. Moving on to number 29, Carolina Hurricanes. That is actually interesting. I love this jersey, so I'm shocked that it's this low. So with what JFresh is saying here, like, I definitely understand it. There is not a ton of contrast in the jersey itself, and the logo is quite vertical. Like, it is pretty awkward in a way. I'm trying to, there we go. I'm sure you guys heard my clicking. I was trying to unhighlight it, but yeah, it definitely is a very awkward logo, but I still like it a lot, to be honest, and I think the jersey is pretty sweet. It does also have that kind of pattern inside of the sleeve that I really like a lot. I like the gray shoulders as well, how they have those logos hidden inside of them, so I'm very shocked that it's this low. I definitely would not have the Hurricanes down at number 29, but let's move on to number 28, and this is also one that I would not have this low. It's the Vegas Golden Knights. In fact, I think that this might even be my favorite home jersey in the NHL right now. If you guys tuned into the live stream that I did with Twister Wrister Hockey, I think it was maybe like a couple of weeks ago now, and there was a lot of other people. It was all on his channel, but we were kind of talking about our favorite Adidas jerseys and our favorite home jersey, away jersey, etc. I had this as my favorite home jersey. I absolutely love it. I understand kind of some people's complaints where it does not look as good on TV as it does in person, at least in my opinion, but I love it in person. I think it is so cool. It's very unique to Vegas, and it's definitely very Vegas-y as well, so I kind of understand why some people don't like it, but it's my favorite. I really do like it a lot. Let's move on to number 27, and this is one that kind of brings me back. I agree. I do not like the Columbus Blue Jackets. I think them being at number 27 is fine. I definitely am in that camp where I would love to see them go to the Cannon full time, because these do not do anything for me at all. I think their aways are a little bit better, but yeah, these home jerseys here, I would love if they changed them, to be honest, because I don't like them. I think I would rate them lower than this, because yeah, I am not a fan. But let's move on, 26, and it's the Los Angeles Kings. So this one is not a surprising one. I'm trying not to spoil myself here, but yeah, this one is not a surprising one, but I also kind of disagree with it. These Kings jerseys have actually grown on me quite a bit over the past, I think it's season or two, pretty much since they started to use that metallic silver that, kind of like what Vegas uses on their jerseys, but, instead of it being gold, it is the silver, and I think it makes the jerseys look a lot better. Now, I still don't love the jerseys by any means, and I do think it's probably their worst jersey in their history, but I really like the LA Kings history, so even though I don't like them as much as other Kings jerseys, I honestly think they're not bad. I don't think I would have them super high up, but I don't think I would have them this low. I think I would probably have them in like the, 19s to 20 range, I think somewhere in there. Let's move on to number 5 though, and we have the Tampa Bay Lightning. This one is also not a very surprising one. I'm trying to get as far down as possible without spoiling myself. Yeah, this one is also not a super surprising one. With these Tampa jerseys, yeah, everyone says that they're basically just the Maple Leafs, colors with the Red Wings kind of design, and it is what it is. Like, that is exactly what they are. And yeah, like, I still think they're honestly fine jerseys. Like, I honestly don't think that they're that bad, but they are boring for sure. And I would like if Tampa went in another direction. I definitely would not be opposed to that. Let's move on to number 24, and it's the Dallas Stars. I honestly don't have strong opinions with the Dallas Stars jerseys here. I don't hate them. I don't dislike them. So coming in at number 24 here, yeah, I think it's fine. I would disagree with that this is controversial. I don't know, like maybe it is a lot more controversial than at least I've seen, but I haven't really seen too many people hating on these Stars jerseys. I think they're pretty okay. Like, I don't think too many people really dislike them, but also not too many people really hate them. So a 5.2 out of 10 rating. I think that is probably fair. Next, at number 23, we have the Florida Panthers. I'm shocked that it's this far down. I actually really like these Panthers quite a bit. The Panthers jerseys, I should say. But yeah, I honestly am kind of surprised that it's this far down low. Apparently, it's 23rd for the second year in a row here. But yeah, I think they're pretty nice, honestly. That shoulder patch, or arm patch, I shouldn't say shoulder patch. The secondary logo, I like the secondary logo, especially when it does also have the alternate or the captain's patch, because it adds something right above it. I think that is a super neat detail on those jerseys. I also like the striping, although I would like it if it went all the way around the jersey and it wasn't just only on the front of the jersey. I think that would make it a little bit nicer. As for the logo is fine. I know some people kind of call it corporate-y, but honestly, I think it is a fine looking logo. Don't really have too many problems with it. Moving on to number 23 here, we have the Philadelphia Flyers. So this is their new jersey here. Apparently that they included their new jersey, and I feel like I have a really hard time rating this one right now just because of the fact that we haven't really seen it on ice yet. We got some promotional pictures, but that's just about it. I haven't seen it in person or anything like that, so I do kind of find it hard to really rank this one a whole lot. I do think that this jersey is a better version of their previous jerseys. I think they upgraded this summer, that is for sure, but as of right now, yeah, I really have a hard time ranking this one, so at 22nd, sure, I guess, but yeah, we'll kind of have to see once they actually start playing and getting on ice with these jerseys, then maybe my opinions will form more concretely, but as of right now, yeah, 22nd, sure, that's not a big deal. Moving on to 21st, we have the New York Islanders. And yeah, with the Islanders, I don't know. I've never really been a massive fan of their jerseys, to be honest. Like, almost all of their jerseys, I don't really care too much about. The only ones that I really do like a lot are the stupid jerseys, like the Fisherman and the Wave jersey. Those are the only ones that really get my attention. Outside of those, they have a couple that I think are okay, but I've never really loved an Islanders jersey. So yeah, these jerseys right here, they're just all right for me. Let's move on to number 20 here, and we have the Vancouver Canucks. This one is also kind of interesting. I really like these Canucks jerseys, actually a decent amount. They're not too complicated. It is just an Orca jersey, the Orca jersey, I should say, that they've had for a little while just with the Vancouver text removed, but I've always kind of liked those jerseys. I think they're pretty nice. I like the green and the blue there. Would I like maybe one of their other jerseys to be their main jersey again, like maybe the skate jersey come back? I don't know if I would want that to be a full-time jersey again. I kind of would, because I do really like that jersey a lot, but at the same time, I don't know. I'm fine with them sticking with this jersey right here. I do think 20 is maybe a little bit lower than I would have them, at least on my list. Next up, though, we have number 19, and we have the Winnipeg Jets. I know a lot of people are really not a massive fan of the Winnipeg Jets jerseys, and they really want them to change it up. I definitely agree with that statement, just because of the fact that they've had these jerseys since they came back into the league in 2011, so, they're not that, kind of fresh in our minds. They're getting a little bit stale, I would say. I do like the striping on these jerseys, though. I think the striping is pretty nice. The baby blue there is pretty cool, but yeah, I definitely would not mind them to change up their jerseys. At number 19 here, I think that is a fine placement for them. I think maybe a little bit higher than I would have them. I think I would have them probably in the mid to lower 20s, I think is where I would go. Once again, though, this is another one where I do prefer the away jersey compared to the home. Let's move on to number 18, though, and the St. Louis Blues. Interesting. I actually like the St. Louis Blues jerseys a lot, mostly just because of the shoulders there. I really like that shoulder striping. I mean, the rest of the striping is pretty nice as well, but yeah, it's that shoulders that really bring this one up for me. I'm not quite too sure if this one would crack my top 10, but I think it definitely would be a little bit closer than number 18. Let's go on to number 17, and it's the Wild. The Wild would definitely be in my top 10. I'm kind of shocked how low this one is because I think these are one of the better NHL jerseys, or one of the better home jerseys in the NHL, I should say. I really like the colors on the jersey. The dark green, the cream with the red. I think that works so nicely together. Once again, I like that middle stripe. However, I wish it did go all the way around to the back, kind of like that Florida Panthers jersey. So that's the only part of the jersey that I really don't like, is just the middle stripe, not continuing around to the back. Outside of that, it is a very, very nice looking jersey. The logo's fantastic. The shoulder logos are also great. So yeah, I'm surprised it's down this low, to be honest. I definitely would have it in my top 10. Probably even top 5, to be honest. It's a very, very nice looking jersey. Let's move on to number 16 though. So at number 16, we have the New Jersey Devils. Now, I think this one is a little bit higher than I would have it. There's some aspects of these Devils jerseys that I like. I like the shoulder yoke. I love the logo. The Devils logo is fantastic. It's one of the better logos in the NHL, in my opinion. However, just the rest of the jersey, not really having any bottom stripe there, except for like the very thin black stripe at the very, very bottom. It doesn't really do a whole lot for me. Although I will say I've never really liked too many Devils jerseys in black and red. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because it's not like that special of a color scheme. I'd much prefer them, honestly, in the red and green. Like, I think even though they are Christmas colors, I think they just look a little bit better in those colors, to be honest. So I did like that they went back to that, with some heritage jerseys and the reverse retro 1.0 jersey. I think that is great. But right now, with these home jerseys, I don't love them, to be honest, and they're a little bit higher here than at least I would have them. Let's move on to number 15 here, and it's the San Jose Sharks. So with the Sharks, I haven't really thought too hard of where I would rank these Sharks jerseys, to be honest. We've only had them for a year here, so I have had a little bit of time to think about it, but I haven't thought about it a ton. I do like the idea of these jerseys, but man, there is a lot of teal, especially with the uniform. Like, there is a lot of teal on that uniform. I like the design inside of the stripes, though. I think that is a lot of fun, that kind of wavy design. I'm not a massive fan of the shoulder patches, though. Those I don't think are that great, especially with the Shark, because it kind of looks like it's floating on the right side of the fin. So yeah, I don't like the shoulder patches on this jersey, and I do feel like there is a lot of teal, but I still think it is a fairly nice jersey, and I like teal as a color as well. So yeah, I have a hard time really grasping on where I would like this one. Maybe 15 is a pretty good placement for it, because yeah, it pulls me in a couple of directions. Then we can go on to 14, and it's the Boston Bruins. Okay, so it is their new Centennial jersey. I wasn't quite too sure if they were going to include, if Jay Fresh included their new Centennial jersey on this list, and it being at number 14 is interesting. This is another one where it's kind of hard to really grasp, just because we haven't seen them on ice and everything like that. We've only seen some promotional images and stuff like that. I have started to like this jersey more and more as I've seen a couple of pictures of like people getting the jersey and stuff like that. I still feel like the top of the jersey is pretty bland, though. That is my biggest issue with this jersey. I saw BW Hockey's video talking about these jerseys, and he made just a little change. The collar, he changed it into a gold, and I think that vastly improves the jersey, to be honest. I think it makes it just look a lot better. I really feel like they should have just made that collar just a different color, even if it wasn't the gold, and maybe it was just the white or something like that. I think it would have been just a little bit better. But yeah, right now with this jersey here, I don't know if I would have it at 14. I think that might be a little bit higher than I would have them, but it is, once again, hard to say just because we haven't really seen too much of the jersey as of right now. I like to see the jersey on ice and it being played in games before I really give my full feelings on it. I think it just helps a little bit more, and also I like to see it in person as well. So yeah, probably wouldn't have it at 14. Next though, we have the Ottawa Senators, and I don't know, with the Ottawa Senators here, I definitely, I don't mind these jerseys, but I don't know, for right now, they're not doing a whole lot for me. And maybe at some other point they would, but, it's just another team kind of doing another just direct throwback to older jerseys, with some other teams that we haven't seen on the list yet, but I know some other teams have done it, so I'm interested to see exactly where those other teams land. I think I remember being a little bit more down on the Ottawa Senators, going back to these, classic jerseys as opposed to some other teams, and yeah, I don't really know why, but yeah, just for me, not a massive fan of them. Like, I don't hate them, that is for sure, but for right now, I think 13 is a little bit higher than I think I would have them. Let's move on to number 12, and it's the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now, for myself, I am a Leafs fan. If you guys do not know, I would not have them this high. I don't know what it is with the Toronto Maple Leafs. And this might sound strange, but I actually don't love the Toronto Maple Leafs jersey history. I don't think they have that phenomenal looking jerseys. Most of the jerseys that they have, I think, are pretty okay to like good, but I don't really think they have too many fantastic looking jerseys. There are a lot of other teams that I much prefer their jersey history to the Maple Leafs, and with this one right here, it's a little bland for me. I would absolutely love if they use that Reverse Retro 2.0 jersey as their home jersey right now. I think that would look phenomenal. There are just like minor changes to it, basically adding the shoulder yoke and that little bit of white cuff. I think if they just did that on these jerseys here, I would love it. Obviously, you don't need to use the Reverse Retro 2.0 logo. You can use their current logo that they're using. There is, a little bit of differences in between the two, but yeah, basically just add some shoulder yoke, a little bit of the white cuffing there, and I think these jerseys would probably be at my number 12 or maybe even higher if they did that. But with their current home jerseys as they are right now, they kind of come middle of the pack for me, honestly. Like I don't really love them a whole lot, and if I wasn't a Leaf fan, I definitely would not have this jersey in my collection. It would not be one that I would be looking for. But let's go on to number 11 here, and we have the Colorado Avalanche. Okay, so this is another one that I think I would probably have in my top 10, so it's a little bit lower than where I would put it. I really like these Avalanche jerseys. I love the blue on the shoulders there, the kind of, the striping on this jersey, obviously to mimic the, mountain range and everything like that. I love that. I think that is very, very fun for the Avalanche, so I'm kind of surprised it's down at number 11. I think I would probably have it maybe even in my top 5. I really do like these jerseys quite a bit. Let's move on to number 10 and the Chicago Blackhawks. Now, of course, people have strong opinions on the Blackhawks jerseys. For myself, I don't love them. I think they're fine, honestly. The biggest thing that I like about the Blackhawks jerseys is the fact that the logo has chain stitching. That's really what brings it up for me. If that logo did not have chain stitching, it would probably be in my, maybe even in my 20s. I think it would be down that low. For right now, I think I would probably have it around like the 16 or 17 range. They just don't do a whole lot for me, honestly. I do like those shoulder logos, but the rest of the jersey, it's just okay in my mind, honestly. And I know a lot of people really do like these Blackhawks jerseys. A lot of people would have it as their favorite. But for myself, nah, I just don't really like them that much. I would like them to change their jerseys just because they've been using it for so long. But, I usually don't like when teams have a certain jersey for a long period of time. I always kind of like that kind of change. So, yeah, I would not have these jerseys at number 10. That is for sure. At number 9, we have the Pittsburgh Penguins. So the jersey that I'm wearing right here, yeah, I don't know if I would have the Penguins up at number 9. I think that's maybe a little bit higher than I would have them, but I do really like these jerseys quite a bit. I really like how the yellow part in the jersey here holds the numbers. I think that is super sweet. Honestly, they are very nice looking jerseys. Maybe I would have them, in my top 10 if I actually did my ranking here, but, I'm not going to do that. Just thinking off the top of my head, I think they would be a little bit outside my top 10, but they definitely are very nice looking jerseys, and I do like them quite a bit. Let's move on to number 8 here, and we have the New York Rangers. This is not a team I would have up as high as number 8. I definitely would have them a lot lower. Not a fan of word-marked jerseys, and this is another one where I much prefer the away jersey. And, with the Rangers, I think that might be my biggest difference in between the home and the away. With the home jersey, I would probably have this one as down low as 20-something. With the away, though, I think I might have it in my top 10. I just think the shoulder striping looks a lot better on the away. Now, I'm not sure if Jay Fresh did a survey with the away jerseys as well, or if he's going to post those results or anything like that. If he does, I'll probably make another video about it, to be honest. But yeah, with this home jersey for the Rangers, definitely would not have it at top 8. Probably would have it around my 20s, or at least, in my higher 10s, like, 16, 17, 18, somewhere in there. Let's go to number 7 here, though, and at number 7, we have the Detroit Red Wings. This is another team that I would not have at number 7. It's another team that they've had this jersey for such a long time, and I would like for them to change it. It's not like there's anything really wrong with this jersey. It is a nice looking jersey, but it's just boring to me at this point. They're one of those original 6 teams that have barely changed their jerseys, and I just don't like that. It's just not really for me. I know I'm kind of in the minority for that. I know a lot of people really like to have their original 6 teams to be classic and not really change their jerseys, like Chicago, Detroit, New York Rangers, and also Montreal, which we have not seen yet, so I'm assuming they're probably in the top 5 here. But yeah, I don't like that. I like when teams change up their jerseys at least every now and again. It doesn't need to be like, every couple of years, but with the Detroit Red Wings, they basically have had this jersey since they came into the league, so I really would like them to change it up. But I don't think they are going to do that, and I definitely disagree with number 7 here. I definitely would not have it this high up. At number 6, we have the Edmonton Oilers. Okay, so with this Oilers jersey, I definitely like this one a lot more than their previous home jersey with like the traffic cone orange. I hated that jersey. I really did not like it. So I was kind of glad that they brought back these blue jerseys here. I think it looks a lot better, that is for sure. And I know they kind of keep on bringing back this jersey. Like, I feel like this is like the 3rd or 4th time they've done it at this point, but there is kind of a reason for that. It's because fans really do like this jersey, and I agree there. I do think this is a very, very nice looking jersey, probably in the number 6 range. I think this is a fair ranking, that is for sure. Also 6.9 out of 10. Nice. So let's move on to number 5 though. Number 5, the Seattle Kraken. Wow. So just right out of the gate here at number 5, that is pretty, I don't know if I want to say surprising, because I think I would have them, in this range as well. I really like the Seattle Kraken jerseys. I think kind of like Vegas, they knocked it out of the park with their jerseys right away here, and this one is a fantastic looking jersey. Once again, I do prefer the away jersey compared to the home, but I still like these ones a lot. Just the colors on this jersey are so fantastic. Just that light blue and everything like that, the baby blue, look amazing. So I really do like this jersey a lot, and I definitely feel like it deserves a top 5 position. I think, that is fair. Let's move on to number 4, and it's the Calgary Flames. So this is one of the teams that obviously, brought back a jersey, their inaugural season jerseys basically, and yeah, I think this is probably where I would have them. My only restraint is I usually don't like when teams just do direct throwbacks to old jerseys, especially for home and aways, but they are very nice looking jerseys. Like, I can't deny that. They look so sharp, especially in person. Like, they are beautiful looking jerseys, and I definitely much prefer these ones here compared to their other jerseys that they were wearing before. I think this was a massive improvement. My only dislike about these jerseys is they removed the Atlanta Flames logo for their alternate captain's patch. I was kind of disappointed that they did that, and I'm hoping that they bring it back at some point, but that's the only thing that I really don't like about these jerseys. Outside of that, they are fantastic. Apparently they were number 1 last year, but I think at number 4, that's very fair. Definitely would have them in my top 5, I think. Let's move on to number 3 though, and number 3 is the Canadiens. So kind of going back to Detroit, Chicago, New York Rangers. I don't love these Canadiens jerseys just because they've had them for so long. And yeah, it's just, they don't do a lot for me. They're just boring at this point. They are nice jerseys. They're classic jerseys, all of that. I get that, but I kind of just don't care about how long a team has been wearing a jersey. For me, I think it really is time to change them. I don't know what they would do, but they aren't going to do anything anyways. Doesn't really matter. Doesn't matter how I feel, because most fans, and most Canadian fans specifically, don't want them to change their jerseys. So they're basically never going to do it. Doesn't matter how I feel, but yeah, I definitely would not have them at number 3. That is way too high for myself. At number 2, though, we have the Coyotes. This is very fair. Once again, it is a team going back to one of their older jerseys, but it is a nice looking jersey. I love the design on the jersey itself, the logo suite, the striping, everything like that. They're great colors together. I really like the color scheme on this jersey. It makes sense why it's up this high. I do absolutely love this jersey, even though they are going back to an older school jersey that they've used in the past, and it is a direct throwback. I still think it's amazing, but let's take a look at who is number 1, and I think I have a feeling on who. Oh, okay, well, I guess I'll click on here. Okay, there it is. It's the Buffalo Sabres. I guess the tweet thread just decided to stop. So it's the Buffalo Sabres at number 1. Yeah, I definitely get it. I really love the logo on this jersey. This logo is so fantastic, especially with the detailing inside of it. It has kind of like almost the buffalo hairs and everything like that, and it looks so good. Like, I absolutely love the detailing on this logo. The rest of the jersey itself is also very, very nice. I do kind of like the white striping underneath the yellow there and above the yellow on the top and bottom stripe. I actually think that is pretty nice. I don't believe that I liked it when the jerseys first came into the league again, or first came back, I guess I should say, but as of right now, I kind of have come around to it, and I do like it quite a bit. So it being at number 1, I would not have this as my number 1. Like I said, I think the Vegas Golden Knights would be my number 1 still. I think that is my favorite jersey in the league, at least in terms of home jerseys. It is my favorite home jersey in the league, but Buffalo would definitely be in my top 5 for sure. So overall, I think my opinions were pretty close to most people, but I still had some very strong opinions where, they were basically the complete opposite, and I would have them almost completely swapped. Like basically all of the original 6 teams, I would have them a lot lower down than what most people rank them here. But anyways, that's going to do it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to follow JFresh on Twitter, by the way. I'm going to leave a link to his Twitter in the description down below. He is, a very great follow if you guys enjoy hockey. I'm sure you guys already follow him if you're watching this channel. I'd be shocked if you're not, but if you happen to not follow him at this point, definitely do so. I'll leave a link to his Twitter in the description. He does a whole bunch of like hockey analytics and stuff like that. But like I said, that's it for me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.